everybody. Welcome to the DC Crisis panel. How you guys doing?
But no, it was lots of fun. You know, it was interesting because one of the first conversations me and John's had was how are we gonna like really separate the Red Lanterns power-wise? Because you had done the spread and you dealt with vomiting and stuff. But he was like, well, exactly how are we gonna separate the powers and stuff? And we were, you know, just kicking it back and forth a little bit. We would talk about the auras being different, feeding off the emotions more. Interesting story about the, you know, he felt like it was very important that every character, something happened to them to make them have great hate. You know, he was really thinking about that. So he had brought up things should visually look like they've been taken from them, like an amputee or something. That's where I came up with the character Bleeze. The Bat Chick with the one wing, that he kind of hinted at a backstory where the Special Corps members had mutilated her as amusement. So, like, it really got in-depth, and there's probably a lot more on those characters that we had talked about and developed that maybe was really hard just to fit in every page. Like, he even went back and re-lettered some stuff, trying to squeeze more in for you guys. So there's tons of Red Lantern stuff you guys probably haven't read backstory-wise and whatnot, and it was very interesting because he wanted every character to have a reason for that ring to approach them, you know, so it was really cool.
Package with atrocities.
You know, and seriously, it was also a nod to 80s cartoons with the Snarf, Mad Cat. Yeah. I mean, it was seriously like I could just see Atrocitus stroking it, you know. You know, just one-handed, you know, like I'm a kid Green Lantern. You know?
Something like the Red Lanterns. I had just seen 28 Weeks Later, which is my favorite movie of last year. Anybody here like those 28 something? Yeah. I love the idea of those guys spitting blood, it's coming out their nose and everything. I mean, that's rage. That's real rage when you're vomiting your own blood. And we don't have enough vomiting characters right now. Yeah, one or two, but we really need a whole lot. So I wanted 7,200 vomiters. The emetic lanterns, and yeah, I just drew it. I decided to just draw one of the characters who I named Abysma, this big fishy monster thing vomiting on Hal Jordan, putting up a shield and everything. Yeah, the harpoon's going through his head, and I just thought it was cool. And I told Jeff that these guys vomit. That's what they do, and he said, "Oh, okay, cool." And so the Red Lanterns were born. But yeah, I mean, like Shane was saying, there's distinction. Every one of these characters, every religion, every corps has to act differently. We start in the center with the very controlled Green Lanterns, and as we broaden out across the spectrum, across the rainbow, the further you get away from the center, the more ragged and chaotic your energy needs to be. So we have the Red Lanterns on one side, and as Shane has beautifully depicted, their energy is just all over the place. They just look like they're bleeding, they can barely control themselves, and accepting a red ring is essentially like accepting a case of rabies. It's not good for you. It may seem like a good idea at the time, but is it a good idea afterwards? Probably not. You may have some regrets. So that's the Red Lanterns.
And we saw the other lantern group. Everyone here has rented the Rage Red Lanterns, right? Yeah. Glad you can buy them. There's lots of the vendors. We saw the Blue Lanterns make their first appearance at the end of that issue. Shane, can you talk a little about the Blue Lanterns and Ethan as well? I mean, you designed him. We saw him at first in Green Lantern 25.
Ethan, you should talk about that.
Yeah, that Blue Lantern, I drew him in the airport, I think 2 years ago, coming here to Dallas, Wizard World Dallas, sitting in the airport thinking about the Blue Lanterns and their inevitability, and I created this bizarre-looking, bald, friendly alien who has these kind of zippery lights all across his skin. And I thought that was kind of neat. Gave him big fat fingers, gave him a nice tail, made him just kind of friendly looking. And I realized that as I was thinking about these new groups of lanterns, very distinctive individuals from every alien race are selected and chosen to fit in. And so it would be very, very difficult for a character like the Blue Lantern to have ever accepted, the red ring. It never would have happened. You have to be very special You have to instill hope. You have to be super heroic. You have to be friendly looking. You know, you have to be, at the same time, you have to be Superman, essentially, of every alien race. So that was step one. And then I drew a couple of other Blue Lanterns in there to give examples. The women have to be beautiful. The aliens should just look round and soft and almost like dolphins. And I mean, just things that when you see them, you think about peace. And they serve a very important purpose as allies to the Green Lantern Corps. We'll get into that a little bit more. And then Shane, you picked up my zipperhead guy and just went along with it.
Yeah, no, when John told me that, I thought he was pulling my chain. He's like, yeah, this is going to be the ending. And I looked at him like, okay. I thought he meant like the ending of something else. I didn't think he
the ending of all things?
No, I was like, oh, so that's how I go, you know. It's like, but seriously, it was like, okay, okay, did I get the script? It's my book. And I was like, you know, how are you going to lay out that page? Because it was, he was like, no, you know, the ring starts amping up, and, you know, it was actually a kind of quick fix, but, you know. Like,
did they show, because I didn't officially, I looked at Rage of the Red Lanterns, I didn't read it yet. Did they actually show what those Blue Lanterns do?
Yeah, they actually.
Oh, good,
up.
okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if I was allowed to say it.
When he mentioned to me, I'm like, Hal Jordan's going to go to 200%, you know, like, what does that mean, right? And then that's when that cover came up, and that was why I kind of supercharged the ring. Nobody really asked why it looked that way, but there was a reason for that. So going forward, you know, the Green Lanterns are at like 200, but it's very important, like how that played off story-wise, because maybe that got lost a little bit, but the napalm fire effect, the Green Lanterns can't put out. The fire that burns in space. We tried to push that as much, but I don't think people caught on to that. I'm not even sure fighting-wise that the Green Lanterns can really hold their own without the Blue Lanterns against the Red Lanterns. Because Hal was unable to put out the fire, you know, and that was just pretty much that. So.
Well, everything, you know, you can kind of figure out how the Lantern Corps affect each other. I mean, you know, hope certainly affects willpower, but so does fear. As we've already seen, fear has a very damaging effect on willpower. If you give into it, you accept parallax, essentially, and you become evil. Hope, on the other hand, if you hope to accomplish something that you're driven to do, you're going to be much, much more effective in accomplishing it. So Blue Lanterns are wonderful wingmen. They're co-pilots for the Green Lanterns, essentially. If you have a buddy with you, a Blue Lantern, your ring's going to work twice as well. And that really, like I've been saying, those black rings don't discriminate. If you're dead, if you lack a pulse, you can be a Black Lantern. So, and this applies to everything all over the universe that's ever been. We're talking Night of the Living Dead on an intergalactic scale. Marvel Zombies sucked. Huge.
Tagline right there.
Right away, I mean, I've been working behind the scenes to design. I designed the Black Lantern suit, and I've been working on the designs for the first batch of famous Black Lanterns. That will be a line of toys very shortly. They're trying to. There you go. They're trying to match things up a little bit better with DC Direct, which I really appreciate. I mean, by the time Blackest Night is ready to go, allegedly, we will have rings, colored rings for everybody, those little freebie giveaways, and a line of toys. Because you have to understand, like, this affects everybody. This isn't a Starro washes up on the beach and we have to dispatch the Teen Titans. This is the day. All walk across the universe. Everybody has to get involved somehow. And getting involved means accepting a ring.
And I have one more follow-up question. We've seen all different colors of the Roy G. Biv. We've seen black, which is the void of all color. Are we going to see white, which is the presence of all color?